If you think betrayal always explodes in screams and slammed doors, you're wrong. Sometimes it's quiet, patient, and far more devastating, and by the time I realized my husband already knew about my affair, the life I thought I was secretly controlling had already slipped completely out of my hands. I used to believe I was clever, careful, unlucky in love but smart in lies. My husband Daniel was kind in that soft, predictable way that slowly started to feel invisible. He paid bills on time, kissed my forehead every morning, texted me to ask if I'd eaten, and somehow that steady love began to feel like a cage instead of comfort. Then came Marcus from my office. Confident, funny, the kind of man who looked at me like I was still 22 instead of a tired wife pushing 35. It started with long lunches, inside jokes, then working late, then hotel rooms with curtains drawn in the middle of the day. Every time I came home, Daniel would be on the couch. Laptop closed, dinner warm, that gentle smile still there. And I mistook his calmness for blindness. I even remember one night standing in front of the mirror fixing my hair after coming back from Marcus, and Daniel walked in behind me, wrapped his arms around my waist, and said softly, "You look happy lately." I smiled. I thought I'd won. What I didn't see were the tiny changes. He stopped asking where I'd been, stopped checking my schedule, stopped trying to plan vacations. It felt like freedom, but it wasn't freedom, it was distance. The first crack in my illusion came from something stupid. My phone buzzed on the kitchen counter while I was showering. Daniel handed it to me when I came out. Screen already dark, his face unreadable. Marcus texted. He said, calm as ever. My heart stopped. What did it say? He shrugged lightly. Didn't read it. Your privacy matters. I felt relief, but his eyes held something new. Not anger, not suspicion, finality. After that, he became almost nicer. He cooked more, left sweet notes in my bag, even suggested I go on a weekend, girls' trip, which I used to meet Marcus. I told myself Daniel had finally stopped being clingy. I didn't realize he had already let me go. Weeks later, Marcus started getting distant. Less texts, cancelled plans. One evening he said, "I can't do this anymore. It's messy." Just like that, the fantasy cracked. I went home that night shaken, expecting comfort from the man I'd betrayed. Daniel was packing a box. Not throwing things, not crying, packing. "What are you doing?" I asked, laughing nervously. He looked at me the way you look at someone you've already said goodbye to in your heart. "I signed the apartment lease today," he said gently. "I'm moving out next week." The room tilted. "You're leaving? Why? We can talk about whatever's wrong." He didn't yell, didn't accuse, didn't even say Marcus's name. He just sat down and folded his hands. "I've known for 7 months." The words didn't land at first. Known what? About him. The hotel receipts on the credit card. The deleted messages that still showed up on the cloud. The perfume that wasn't yours. His voice never rose. "That first month, I thought it was a mistake. The second, I thought you'd come back to us. By the third, I started planning. I felt cold. You should have confronted me." He gave a sad smile. "Why? So you could lie better." I wanted to see if the woman I married would stop on her own. I had no answer. He told me he'd paid off our joint debt, moved half the savings to an account in my name, transferred the car title to me. "I'm not punishing you," he said. "I'm freeing both of us." That hurt more than rage ever could. "Do you hate me?" I whispered. He shook his head. "That's the worst part. I don't. I just don't trust you. And love without trust is just fear in disguise." I broke then. Real tears. Ugly ones. Not for Marcus. Not for being caught, but because I finally understood what I had thrown away for a thrill that didn't even last. "Why were you so calm?" I asked through sobs. He looked toward the window. "Because the moment I knew, I started grieving the marriage. By the time you noticed something was wrong, I had already said goodbye to you in my heart." Silence filled the space where our life used to be. The day he left, he hugged me. Actually hugged me. "I hope you find whatever you were looking for," he said. After the door closed, the house didn't feel like freedom anymore. It felt like an echo. Months later I heard he was seeing someone. A teacher. Kind. Honest. A mutual friend said carefully. "I'm in therapy now, learning that excitement isn't the same as happiness. Attention isn't the same as love. And silence doesn't always mean someone doesn't know. Sometimes it means they've already decided you're no longer theirs to fight for." If you're waiting for the explosion, the dramatic scene, the shouting, be careful. The quiet exit is the one that leaves you alone with the truth. And no one left to lie to but yourself.